from Japan, and yesterday was a doozy. The day before, I had a full productive day. I got up early, I cleared my inbox and kind of got caught up on some stuff from being gone, packed some orders, all that. And then yesterday, I couldn't sleep. I basically got up at 3 o'clock in the morning and couldn't sleep, and then ended up taking a nap at like 8 a.m. and then slept till 11. So yesterday was not very productive. I did manage to knit a few things, but yeah, so I'm still adjusting, I guess. Today, I'm basically prepping for my pop-up this weekend. I'm doing a pop-up up at the base of the resort from Sunday through Wednesday, so I get my own little pop-up trailer, and then Ohana is sold out, so I'm trying to get beanies ready for them too. So this week it's really getting ready for this pop-up, making sure I can get Ohana restocked a little bit, and then hopefully getting a video edited and uploaded. But I'm also feeling a lot of pressure to just spend all of my time knitting right now, so we'll see what happens. And yeah, I'm just trying to make it all happen and settle back in. Just finished putting together some beanies for Ohana. I've been kind of feeling all over the place this week. I think it's still a little bit of the jet lag, but I've been waking up really late, so it makes me feel like I haven't gotten as much done as I should by a certain time. But I'm almost done with putting this box together. I'm gonna just run down to Ohana quick. I thought I'd talk to you while I finish putting these hang tags on, but yeah, I've just been feeling really kind of discombobulated. I think getting home from my trip and then getting back on Instagram has not been great. I've just found myself feeling like I'm behind or not doing enough. Like my growth on there has been really slow the last couple of years, I would say. Maybe that's just why I've been wanting to focus on YouTube a little bit more, because first, I enjoy making these videos, and it's been fun sharing just more authentically with you. I feel like on Instagram it's really hard to actually share what's going on because, you know, people's attentions aren't there, but hopefully you've been enjoying these videos. Let me know in the comments if you have been liking them. But I'm gonna finish doing these hang tags. I'm gonna package an order and then run these down to Ohana, and then continue prepping for the pop-up. Feeling a little bit stressed because I feel like I should be more productive right now, especially with that pop-up coming up, but I'm just trying to be gentle with myself and releasing all of this self-imposed obligation. Easier said than done, and I know we all say this to ourselves all the time, but I am on the struggle bus this week, but I'm feeling the pressure because I signed on to do this pop-up trailer. I was invited by Steamboat Resort, so again, another opportunity with the mountain, and I didn't want to give up my slot because it was the only slot available for the whole winter. Trying not to put too much pressure on myself, but at the same time, need to get some stuff done. Okay, I finally got a better night's sleep last night. I usually don't have jet lag this crazy, but it really got me this time. But last night I was able to sneak out and celebrate one of my best friend's birthday. It was really fun, and it was just a reminder for myself that, you know, I don't need to push and hustle. I can just take the break. And I know I just got back from a trip, but that's kind of the point of having your own business, right? Is to be in control of your time and your schedule. And I've just been struggling a lot this week with feeling unproductive or not as productive as I should be, especially with the pop-up coming up and needing to make more inventory. But at the same time, I'm like, it is what it is. I will have enough stuff whatever I have will be part of the pop-up. So I don't know, I think I just struggle a lot with that. I actually got a full moon journal this year, and it's a little bit in tune with the lunar cycle, and then there's prompts for how you're feeling. But last night was a full moon, so one of the prompts was about what you need to be releasing. And, you know, especially for January, the start of a new year, I was like, I really need to let go of a lot of that self-imposed obligation and, you know, the ego part of me that's like, I want to be transparent and share like what I'm going through as a business. But also there's a little part of the ego-ness where I'm like, if I'm not doing quote unquote as well as I want to be or whatever, like what does that even want to be? Like if you're in a good financial place in the business, or even if you're not, it's more just like, what are your personal priorities and goals? And it doesn't have to be financial. So I don't know, I'm just rambling, I guess, but 2023 was for me a lesson in you can go on these trips and do a lot of traveling and take some time off and it'll be fine. Like, you don't need to be pushing all the time. And looking back, I did do a lot of things. They just weren't necessarily business related, or they were planting seeds and not necessarily working on growth. So I don't know, I've just been reflecting a lot on that and thinking a lot about that and what I want to do this year. But yeah, I think I'm just going to be making for the rest of the day and then maybe bop up to the mountain just to see what the trailer looks like. Oh my god, it's so cute! So I'm gonna be joining Anna on Sunday, and then we're gonna be doing this together, and then doing the pop-up on my own for Monday through Wednesday. So
you're gonna do great! It's
yay!
So fun!
It's so fun! Okay, I just got back from checking out the trailer. It is so cute. Anna is so nice, and her stuff is so cute. So I'm excited to get in there and do a collab with her, but I am low-key stressed because the space is actually pretty big and I do not have that much stuff made. So I know it is what it is. I'm not going to be able to make all that much stuff between now and Sunday, but you know, we'll figure out a way to make the space look filled and nice. We can do this. We've got this. It is the day of the pop-up. I have been running around trying to get everything finished up. I was able to finish all of the beanies last night and then I tagged them this morning. I have 30 beanies made. I do have some ideas for how to fill more of the space later in the week, but I am packing up the car right now and need to head out. It's kind of a gloomy day out there, so who knows how busy it'll be, but we'll see. Let's go. So I must say, I am feeling a little bit underprepared. I don't think I gave myself enough time between the trip and getting back, and I think I just didn't even think about, when I booked this pop-up, I didn't really think about how much I'd be selling while I was gone, and then the fact that I wouldn't just have as much inventory as I thought I'd have. So I guess I'm just feeling flustered, and I feel like usually I'm way more prepared for things like this, but it'll all be okay and we will learn from this. I'm almost done setting up. I'm glad Anna's here today because she has so much stuff out, so it looks really full. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do the rest of the week since I don't have as much stock, but it seems like people aren't really coming into the trailer as much as just looking at it, and then they're kind of gravitated to stuff outside. So I'm setting up a table outside, and then we'll see how the rest of the week goes. Alright, we're just about done closing up the trailer for the night. It ended up being kind of a chiller day for me, but I think Anna crushed it. So if you like her stuff, check her stuff out. I'll put her link in the description. But yeah, it was a really fun day. I get to leave all of my stuff in here, so tomorrow I just have to show up, set everything out, and open up shop. I'll probably bring a bunch of yarn tomorrow and knit and just see how the day goes. Welcome in! Hey, so I'm just checking in. It's almost the end of the day already. It was a pretty chill day here at the base. It was kind of nice because I was able to just sit and knit and look at the mountain. I did make quite a few sales. I probably sold just as much stuff as I did yesterday, but it was way more quiet, so it just felt really peaceful, and I feel like I was able to just recenter. Like, I don't know, I was just really frazzled this morning. I got 2 hats finished and I made some sales. So sorry if it's really loud, but there's free hot chocolate going on right now, so there's a lot of people walking around now towards the end of the day, but I'm about to close up and hopefully make some more things at home and be back tomorrow. Hello from the couch. I feel like this week I have just not been getting into my normal routine, which I guess makes sense since I've been doing the pop-up, and so every day I've been leaving the house around 11 to get to the mountain, or a little bit before 11 to set up everything for the pop-up, and then I'm there until about 5 p.m. So yeah, and then between those times, because I was so lean on inventory, I've just been coming home and making as much as I can. In the morning I'm waking up and trying to make stuff, but then also keep on top of like my email and answering questions. It's just been like kind of a whirlwind this week slash since getting back from my trip. It's just, I don't think I've fully settled in yet. So for better or for worse, this is what's happening. I'm just a blob right now, but this is very exciting. A couple of vlogs ago, I shared that I was being interviewed for a podcast, and I just woke up today and had a couple of new YouTube subscribers, so I was like, oh cool, that's awesome. And then I logged on and the podcast is live. So she has it both as a podcast on all of the podcast places and then as a YouTube interview. So I'm watching it right now and just seeing how that conversation went. It's just funny watching yourself talk sometimes. But I guess I do that when I'm editing the videos. But anyway, I'll put the links in the description if you want to check out that interview. But yeah, I will see you when we get to the base. Love cooking and food, farming. I've been in such a weird headspace all week, and I think it's just because I am an Enneagram 3 and I'm pretty true to that in the sense that I just put a lot of my own self-worth in productivity and achieving things, and when I don't do things well, I feel really down on myself for it. And it's funny because it's not like I'm not doing it well, I just didn't do it as well as what I personally set for myself. But the booth still looks good and full. I've been making, like I said, every morning and every night just to make sure the booth stays full, but I've been able to arrange it so that it actually looks good, so I'm not too worried about how it's perceived now. I think I just wanted to have so much more and to feel, I think part of it is that too, I wanted to feel in a good place for it, and I didn't, and so I was getting down on myself for that. Was such a great day. I ended up making twice as many sales as I did the last couple of days, and I don't know if that's because I've just been more in my groove, or actually there was a lot of people who came by the booth that were kind of repeat clients or had come by the booth before, so I wonder if a lot of that is because, you know, I'm there for a few days, so they walk by, they see it, don't give it much of a thought, or come by and even look at some stuff, think about it, and come back. So a lot of the sales I made today were people that had come by the booth before, and a couple of them had already bought stuff before and came back to buy more, which was so sweet. And then there was actually one customer who, she said their family comes to Steamboat every year to ski, and she has bought a hat of mine every year from Ohana downtown, and so it was really cool to finally meet her in person. I've been bringing my knitting the last few days, and it's been really nice out, so I've just been sitting and knitting, and I think people can see that I'm doing that and have either come by just to say hi. A lot of people who knit themselves or crochet have come by. Overall, it's been really good, and I just feel a lot better today than I did the last few days. I don't know if you can tell, but I was super low energy the last few days. I actually posted in my stories today where I've been getting really down on myself for not having enough inventory and being prepared enough for this pop-up, but ultimately that doesn't really matter to the customers coming by the booth. What they care about is seeing the things that you do have there and the interaction that they have with you. So I think I just needed to let go of that expectation of myself, because it's always the ones we put on ourselves that's disappointing, especially if you're a creative or a self-employed human. So I felt a lot better even just voicing that and expressing it. But what I did notice that was cool was a lot of people would come up just because I was knitting at the booth and either start a conversation like that, or, you know, I'd be knitting and then I'd see people come up and I'd greet them and then tell them a little bit about the products, but then kind of go back to knitting. So I know myself as a customer and a buyer, I'm more of a shy customer, so I might not, you know, actively want to be talking to the person selling. So I don't know, that's kind of how I want to be around my customers. Like, I don't want them to feel like I'm just watching them look at the stuff, and I don't want them to feel pressured to buy anything if it's not for them or if they just don't feel like it. I think the knitting actually really helps because, you know, after I've greeted them and they are continuing the conversation, then I can chat, but if it seems like they're not as chatty, I can just continue knitting and it just feels very natural. And then I'm getting some work done too, which is cool, and they can see that I'm actually there making the product. Tomorrow's the last day. I actually sold quite a bit today, so I'm gonna see how much I can make tonight. But it's just an art of decorating the booth right now and making sure it looks like it's full enough, so. Talk about the pop-up a little bit. It was not exactly what I was expecting, but also a really amazing experience. It was really fun to overlap with Anna, and her stuff is so cute, and we had really good conversations, and it was awesome being with her. But the confusing thing, I think, for customers was that they weren't sure whose brand was whose, and so from like a attracting the right customers standpoint, I actually had my slowest day on the day that we collaborated. And then for the rest of the week, even though the mountain was super slow, I actually had a lot more sales. So I thought that was really interesting and really shows you like finding the right customer and attracting the right customer will make a big difference in your conversions and actually selling. So I don't know. I think when you're yourself, that's when it shines through, and then you attract the people who are part of that vibe. I think it was kind of nice to just have that different perspective on selling my stuff and sharing my work and just being posted up for a week at this space. I did have a lot of downtime while I was there, and it was interesting because a majority of my sales per day would just come within the last couple hours of the day. The first part of the day, I think people are skiing or having lunch or whatever, but then towards the end of the day, they're getting ready to leave the mountain. They're like, oh, maybe I'll shop. So that was when the majority of my sales would come. And yeah, I think I was sitting there knitting and making stuff, so that was nice because I could actually utilize that time and just be like I was in a studio working in a really nice studio space. But it really started a conversation with a lot of people who were like, oh hey, like I saw you knitting, so I realized that these must be handmade, and they would come over. I actually sold quite a bit of stickers. I've had so much fun on my own creating these stickers, and I work with other artists to collaborate on the drawings. This was definitely the most popular one, I Heart Winter, which if you didn't know, this is actually an illustration of my Winterfell beanie pattern. So this is my most popular beanie pattern and one of the first patterns I ever released. So I had it made into a sticker, and then I added the I Heart Winter. This was definitely the most popular, which makes sense since we were at the ski resort. But I think I will definitely do it again next year if I have the opportunity. I want to make sure I have more stuff though if I did do that. So it was actually nice having my trucker hats and my tote bags and the notebooks. I actually sold all of those things as well. I still had enough at the end of the whole week to bring to Ohana, and then overall I also gave away quite a few of my business cards. So whether someone bought something or not, it was just a great way to get in front of a customer, talk to them, share my story a little bit, and then whether they bought something or not, they had an interaction with me and with my brand. So it went really well. But I am still kind of recovering from the trip since I hit the ground running to get ready for this pop-up right after getting back from Japan. So in the next vlog, I think I'm going to have a full reset. Today is February 1st, so I think my 2024 will now begin, and I just needed the month of January to reset. So I will see you in the next vlog, and thank you for watching and going through this whole chaotic week with me.